Feel good to play some hockey yesterday?
Yeah, it was good to get on the ice. I had to travel quite a long ways to get here. Not a long ways, but a long couple days, 15-hour days. So it was nice to get out of my truck and get back onto the ice.
Where'd you come from?
Saskatchewan, in Canada. Yeah.
You drove that whole way?
Yeah, so I drove 15 hours without stops on to Colorado Springs, and then it's about another 12 hours from Colorado Springs to here.
Dang, that sounds pretty brutal. At least y'all aren't hitting yet.
Yeah, no, it was tough, but I don't know. It's worth it when you get here to Texas. It's super nice.
Yeah. So tell us just about practice yesterday. What did Coach kind of have y'all thinking about and focusing on?
We got a lot of guys here, so I think he was just kind of we had a little scrimmage. He was trying to get a look at some guys that he's brought in and hasn't really seen. He's seen me, like I was here three years ago for 3 years in a row, and he was trying to get our feet moving. Obviously, he knows that a lot of us haven't been on the ice very much. We had to do a little bit of quarantining before we came up, and in Saskatchewan and I know Minnesota and other places, they had hockey shut right down for some of the guys. So there's been guys that haven't skated for a couple weeks. So I think he was kind of letting us get our feet under us, and he wasn't pushing us too hard, but letting us get a skate, and then I think we'll go over some more system stuff throughout the next couple days here.
Cool. And what were you specifically focusing on after the layover?
I've been skating as much as I can. I work on a family farm, so I was doing a lot of work and not much skating. So I was just happy to come out and get my shot back. Obviously, when you come to a new team, new equipment, so after a long day's travel, you just try and get your legs back and get used to the new equipment. And then the next couple days here, you got to be ready to go in tryouts and make your impression, and then hopefully get ready to start the season.
Yeah. So you mentioned family farm. That doesn't sound like the typical hockey off season. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, I guess a lot of guys get to go and just worry about hockey. I'm from a small town, so our rink's not really open till I was lucky. I wasn't lucky, but I got to stay longer this year, and our rink opens in October, I think. So I'm not used to being around when our rink's open in our small town. So I usually go back, and from the end of the season, we get to start seeding, planting our crops, and then come August, we take our crops off by combining. So I got a few cows given to me this past year, so I own some cows now. So working with them kind of throughout the summer. It's obviously a little different. I'm not there that long to do that, but it was nice getting to work with my grandpa and my dad. So I was pretty happy with it.
Cool, that's awesome. You mentioned you played here at Allen before. You're back this year. You've got a lot of experience in this league and in other leagues. What do you feel like you specifically bring to the table?
I was lucky to be here when we won the 2 ECHL championships in a row. So obviously that was a great feeling, and that kind of helped me come back to Allen. And I'm older now, and I'm 27, so I guess that's pretty old in the hockey world now. I played my first full year in the American League last year, and I learned a lot, just how to be a better pro and come to the rink focused every day and not screwing around off the ice kind of things. Because I guess if you're screwing up at the rink and off the ice, your chances are pretty slim of getting on the ice. So just kind of being a better pro and a better mentor to these young guys now that I'm older, that's kind of what I bring. I'm known to lead the team in fights usually, so if I'm always there to stick up for my teammates, be a leader, and I guess the older you get, the more you want to help the young guys, and you got to worry about your game, but I just come to play every night, and I'll do that every night, I guess.
Cool, yeah, you mentioned being a bit older, more experience. Is there anything that you're wanting to work on in particular with your game this year?
Yeah, you can always work on something. I've always had trouble with my skating. I know Coach Martinson brings in the skating coaches, so that always helps everyone. No one's a perfect skater, I guess, other than a couple guys in the NHL like McDavid and stuff. But everyone can always work on their skating, get stronger every year. I know I'm getting older, so I'm not going to get too much stronger, but you can always go to the gym and do stuff like that. I was known to score in junior a little bit, so I like to get back to, trying to put the puck in the net, and that starts in practice with doing your best trying to get it past your goalies, and then it relates to a game. So, I guess I'd like to score. Everyone like to score more, but that's kind of on my agenda this year to help the team offensively as well as defensively too.
Cool. You've had this stint here at Allen before, and now here again. Does it feel like the same kind of team identity here, or did it just feel like things have changed at all?
They've changed a little bit, I think, just because the game's changed. Obviously, when I was here 3 years ago, everyone was a little like the league was a little tougher. I think the NHL was tougher, the American League was tougher, and the ECHL was tougher. Just the way the game's changed with the fighting rules now. I guess it's a little smaller and skilled. We got some small skilled guys, but Coach Martinson always brings in toughness. When we talked about him bringing in guys, it was always making sure he was skilled and making sure he had toughness too. We don't really have too many guys that are just straight skill. We got one or two. I think a lot of teams have a lot more skill guys. We have skill guys and tough guys combined, and he's always had that. If you look at his resume and his winning percentage, it's because he brings in teams that have skill and size and toughness, and that's hard to play against in any league.
Yeah, and kind of what you're talking about there, it seems like hockey has changed so much over the last 10, 15 years, and you got defensemen who are as skilled with the puck as anybody else, and you've got big forwards who are on the forecheck. What have you seen kind of change in the game over time in your career?
Yeah, I guess just like you said, there's bigger guys. There's not as many shutdown defenseman guys. Most teams want guys with a lot of skill, and then you have your one or two shutdown guys. And before, it used to be you have one or two D-man with skill, and then the rest are shutdown guys. So it's definitely changing a little bit. I think every league wants more skill because of obviously the fighting's out and the tough guys are out. So guys aren't bringing as many tough guys and guys that hit, but. Yeah, I guess it's changed in every league. It's faster, more skilled, and I think it's only going to get better like that. And slowly, obviously, as we can see, the fighting's kind of getting pushed away. I hope it doesn't get fully pushed out, but obviously it's been pushed away a little bit. I think there's a 10-fight limit in this league and the American League, and then some of the junior leagues are completely taking fighting out. So I guess it's coming to be a more skilled game, and that's the way it's going to be.
Talk some about the hockey culture here in Texas after having a couple stints here. You obviously come from Canada, a place where everybody bleeds hockey. I'm from Texas, but went up to grad school in Minnesota, so I saw how intense they are even up there. But what has it been like here? Has it surprised you? Been what you thought, or?
It has surprised me. I guess when you go to we went to the Kelly Cup Championship 2 years in a row. And you feel the rink. It's a little bit different than regular season. I mean, they still get really good fans here in Allen, and I was surprised how many people came and knew so much about the game, because I've been in states where it's been a little different, where they got to explain. You're always explaining stuff to the fans, and it kind of feels like Canada here. Everyone wants the team to win, and they're so used to Allen winning. I think they won 4 championships in a row that they just kind of expect that from the team. So anything less than that's kind of a letdown to the fans, and anything less to the players. Winning is a letdown to us too. So I think we're on the same page here that we want to win championships, and Martinson brings in teams that have a really good chance of winning championships every year. So we're all on the same page, and we just want to win hockey games, I guess.
Yeah, it seems especially difficult in the ECHL, where there's so much roster turnover and guys are getting called up, and it's hard to, from my perspective, to create a coherent team feeling. How do you get that done, especially here in the preseason, these few days before the season starts?
Yeah, exactly. You said it perfect. I've heard from a lot of different coaches and managers that it's the hardest league to win in, because you never know when you're going to lose. You could lose 3 guys one day. You could have 3 guys coming in the next day. And you just never know when you're going to lose guys to the American League, or guys get sent down. So it is really hard to win. You need a good manager and coach, and I think we have that in Marty. And like you said, I think the leaders just got to come together, and you keep your team a tight-knit group, so when guys leave, you just let guys join in and it feels like the same. I know it's obviously different getting used to new guys every day and seeing how they play and what they do off the ice, but I think if you have good leadership in this league on your team and a good coach and manager, that everything just stays the same throughout the year. As much as it's a different team, we try and keep it the same.
Yeah, for sure. This year, obviously, is different for everybody. It's different for us, different for y'all. For the hockey specifically, the thing that pops out most in my mind is that a lot of these teams in the North have opted out. There's more players, for fewer spots. How do you feel like that's going to affect what happens on the ice?
Yeah, it's crazy. The team we have in here right now is it's an all-star team. I think personally we have I think the rule is eight AHL contracted guys, and I think we're going to have all 8 by the time the season starts. So it's crazy. It's there's guys going to be moving in and out like always, and it's going to be the best the league's has ever been because of less job opportunities. So I know there's been teams reaching out for guys that were on the teams that folded, and like I said, it's going to be all the top 6 guys on those teams are finding other jobs in this league. So it's going to be a really good league. You're going to want to start with you're going to want to start the season with a good record, and I guess go from there. You never know what's going to happen with the American League guys, and if the NHL starts up, I guess there's no real date for that, but we're just going to have to be prepared for the team we got in front of us, and we're going to have to just worry about winning each game at a time.